Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Azine Williams. How are you all doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are fine. If you're new to this channel, kindly click on the subscription button. Click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Okay guys, so I told you guys in my previous video that a fight was brewing between Groovy and Beauty. Yes guys, and it was all about Chomsy. Yes, because Groovy danced with Chomsy, and before the party, Groovy was complimenting Chomsy, and that was the only reason for this fight. Of course, I mean, with alcohol and everything in the system, Beauty was just misbehaving. And then she called Illabaye, to the restroom, trying to explain to Illabaye. Now, you guys know that Illabaye is the roommate of or was the roommate of Chomsy during their lockdown. Yes, guys, when they were being lodged in the hotel. Yes. And Beauty was kind of like explaining to her and all that. And Illabaye was trying to assure Beauty there was no way that, Chomsy would take her man or something like that, that she's good and everything. And we all thought, okay, that was good and all. Then, Beauty started, she went off on Illabaye again, this time around, I think in the room. She was telling her, like, I mean, you are two-faced, basically you are telling this Chomsy about Groovy and you are coming to my face to form as if you're my best friend. And she just went off. Like, before we could say Jack, Beauty was like ready to throw hands. She was just shouting and shouting and shouting. Even when Illabaye went to the dining area, sat down, the next thing what's her name, Beauty came out. She was really shouting at Illabaye. She went to Illabaye's face, removed Illabaye's wig, removed her cap. She was shouting. Saif, tried to hold her down. Everybody was just like, I mean, calm down, babe. At some point, Brian could not hold it anymore. That was how this girl went off on Brian. She was just shouting. Saif stood on the road, like on the door. That's where Saif stood. Saif was like, what, Beauty? If you want, kill me. Just kill me. Let me die before. I mean, that would have to happen before I will let you out there. And then she was like, Saif, get out of the way. I don't want to have issues with you and all that. In fact, anybody that tried to like put their mouth in the issue, Amaka and the rest of them, she was just like, I don't need you people anymore. F you people and all that. Yes, guys, like it was that serious. And Saif stood there, and at some point she was like, okay, she wants to go have her bath. And as Saif tried to like walk her to go have a bath, before we could say Jack, this girl went back, to Brian's room, to try to make trouble. She was really shouting. At some point, Brian was, using that what's it called, to clean his teeth, that floss stuff. And this girl tried to like drag it from Brian's, mouth. It was that serious. She was saying stuff, about Brian being a effing 22-year-old, how basically like if it was not for Big Brother, will Brian see her anywhere and have like talk to her? Even if Brian was in her DM, she would not even respond. She was saying all manner of derogatory things against Brian. And at some point, Big Brother had to like call her to the diary room, probably for her to cool off and all that. Now, here is my take on this. This whole Beauty thing, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's because of man. First of all, Groovy did not do anything wrong. Like, this guy was basically sleeping, right? And ever since their whole, relationship, situationship started, Groovy has been the one begging her, practically begging her. She would say stuff, begging her. This Chomsy issue started as like a joke. Seriously, like I think that was yesterday or so. It started as a joke. So I didn't really think that this would escalate to this. Secondly, what was Illabaye's fault? Yes, Illabaye shared a room with Chomsy. So why would you transfer aggression on her? Like, Illabaye has my respect, to be very honest. Like, I mean, even if as calm as I am, like I'm sitting down, both of us are having issues, I'm trying to like pacify you, you are telling me off, you're telling me, using the F word on me, basically. And of course, Illabaye is a human being. She responded to her, Illabaye went to sit down, and then you are now like coming to take away her wig from her head, taking away her cap. I mean, that's provocation, to be very honest. If it's a person that is not that calm, it's easy to retaliate at that point. That girl was just out of control. Seriously. And I don't even think it's all about man, to be very very honest. Do you remember that Beauty is the housemaid that shared the room, during the lockdown with Doyin? Do you remember the story that Doyin, told the level one housemate about how both of them almost got into a fist fight? The security guys had to be called upstairs, and that is exactly what we saw this night, I mean this morning. That tells you the kind of person Beauty is. She's a sweet girl, don't get me wrong, but I feel somebody must have hurt her. Like something is eating her up. What it is, we do not know. Who hurt her in the past, we do not know. Because you cannot tell me it's just because of, oh, this person dancing with somebody, that's the reason you are willing to risk, being given a strike or being whisked out of, a competition where you're going to better your life, with almost 100 million naira and other opportunities. Like the first week, you are going to be that girl that will be disqualified the first week because you cannot control yourself. Like everything Beauty did tonight is a shame. Even though there's alcohol, is she the only person that drank alcohol? Almost all of them there drank alcohol. Fina was so drunk, she had to go to sleep. Amaka had to nurture her to sleep. Is she the only one? Like, why would she even behave like that? It's a mess. See, at this point, I know sheep again. No, nobody should come inside any sheep. This sheep is dead on arrival. I'm so happy for Groovy at this point because, like, this guy dodged a bullet. Baby boy had to like kneel down and pray at the end of everything. Like he's on a clear at this point. Even all the other housemates were telling Groovy, you don't go and overthink yourself or you did nothing wrong. I mean, you are always the one trying to beg this girl. You are always the one trying to like pacify her and everything. This behavior that Beauty exhibited was wrong. Brian, on his own, could not handle, like, why is it that everybody had to like shut up, for one person? Everybody had to like be like, oh, don't talk, don't talk for one person. Somebody has to clear her. This is a very nonsense behavior. Like, and the way she went about it, this is provocation. And Amaka really made me laugh today. Like Amaka has read the rule book in and out. She was telling Saif, don't hold her. Oh. You're not supposed to be holding anybody. If you hold anybody, that's a strike or that's a violation of Big Brother's rules. Big Brother might not say anything tonight, obviously, but in the morning or maybe during the eviction show, he will surely say something because what Beauty did today was totally uncalled for. Because that kind of a person, if you leave her, that means she can actually, I don't know, be violent or something like that. That was a nonsense, very big nonsense behavior. So we might as well get our very first strike of the season, being the seventh day of the show. We're actually going to get our very first strike, or might get our very first strike, because the fact that she removed Ilabaye's wig and her cap, my dear, that is what is strike. I mean, isn't that the same thing that who did? I think it was Sacha that did to Mercy. Yes, guys. So yeah. So that is exactly what happened. This girl, nah, something must have traumatized her in the past. Somebody must have hurt her so deep that she will behave like this. It's not just about man. I mean, somebody fought somebody during the lockdown and it's about to be the same thing here again. Nah. This, if she gets disqualified, which I don't think she will, like this will be the worst disqualification in the history of Big Brother. I told you guys from the beginning of this show, I mean, way, but almost all of them are like very expressive. We are bound to see a disqualification, even though Big Brother doesn't want it. We don't want it, but the way this is going, we must actually get one. On that note, guys, I say thank you guys so very much for being part of my channel. If you've not already subscribed, you know what we do. Kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Until I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Azine Williams. Have yourself a beautiful, wonderful day ahead.